Okay, so I just wanted to do a little proof of concept video demonstration of loading backups of Wii U games for now, and we'll see how things go, off a network share on the Wii U. Now, obviously, if you've been following the thread, people have said it a lot. You can. It doesn't support it. Loading off network drive, which sucks. Darn. But again, figured out some hacky stuff going on here. So this is an Android tablet. I have it, it's rooted, BusyBox and everything, and I have it mapped CIFS to a network share in another room. It's a 2 terabyte MBR partition right now, and we'll go into why it has to be that for the moment later, or maybe we won't even. And then there's a utility called USB Share Root on the Play Store, which costs $5. It's really buggy, crashes a lot, but once it works, it's great. It doesn't seem to crash anymore, and I'll show you that later. That lets me share it through a USB cable into my Wii there. And just to show you, that's the only USB cable plugged into this guy. We've got power, sensor bar, and HDMI. No drives plugged in. So, demonstration will be legit, I promise. I'm gonna go ahead and power it on here and get my monitor switched over in a second. But yeah, so how this works is AutoHacksG runs, and then it throws it over to Mocha. And this version of Mocha has the ability, when it detects a USB drive plugged in, to redirect requests to the SD card to, wait for it, oh, there's the AutoHacksG logo, whatever, to the USB drive. And I did test it with this wonderful thing here, this just 1 terabyte drive that I just wanted to use to make sure, you know, that part was working before I worked on this network storage thing. And it does. So we're loading into the Wii menu now. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my monitor over. We have the strangely like de-interlaced and off-color Mocha logo, which kind of scares me, but it's 5 a.m. and so the care level is pretty low right now. It works. Let's just roll with it. It takes a moment here to think about stuff. And the big part also is that we have the USB, this thing is mapped and everything, but we're not getting the request to reformat it. And the reason for that is because Mocha has tricked it into thinking that it is the SD card. And as long as it's a partition that's MBR and FAT32, it'll be like, oh, that's a really large SD card. No big deal. So I'm gonna load up the Homebrew launcher. Sorry, I don't make videos often or ever, actually, so I'm sorry if this is absolute garbage. And then we're going to go over to, come on gamepad, please work with me. Loading, which it's already a good sign that I can see the apps because it's redirecting to this. And we have a thing there. We have a game there. It's a really small game. It takes forever to load, and you know that's a problem for tomorrow me, not tonight me. So let's just bask in the glory of it actually working. Yeah, you press the OK button. Yeah. So yeah. And I know it's loading off this and not the SD card because I don't have the game on the SD card. So. Do I? Oh god. So after I film this, I'm gonna go stick it in my laptop and make sure I don't have the game on the SD card and I'm not memeing myself here. But anyway, yeah, it takes probably a minute for this really tiny game to load, so it doesn't bode well if I want to play something large. But again, tomorrow me will deal with that. And I guess worst case I can switch over to using what installer, what it is. I haven't researched that at all. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to hold the video here till the game actually loads and then close it out. But I'm going to continue to play with this tomorrow after work and perhaps over the weekend and see. First of all, we get multiple games on here. Second of all, is the load time really this bad and can it be improved at all? Also, I don't have anything on the gamepad for this game. I don't even know if that's normal. But can the load time be improved, or are they just not that? Are they always like that no matter the size of the game? And can we, of course, so I still have to do the vWii and the GameCube part of this whole project, and I have to figure out how to solve the fact that I can only do 2 terabyte partitions because despite the fact that I have 16 terabytes available to me, the disk has to be MBR, and MBR only supports up to 2 terabyte partitions. So, and I still have a lot of things to figure out, but this has been very fun. Past 10 hours or so I've killed on this from the start of having this thing factory all the way through. Getting it to this point has been a blast. I'm going to cut the video here. Stay tuned if you're interested in finding out what happens. Thank you. Good night.